Hello, assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to all of you lovely people. How is everyone today? I hope that you are doing really, really well and you are always staying safe all the time. All right, so let's move on. What we are going to do today? What's on our plate today? Now, today is already lesson 6, all right? And we are going to be doing writing. Okay, so this is your paper 2. This is your paper 2 for your SPM English. And I would like to recap a little bit. Now, last week we had covered on paper 2 as well, and we were on our paper part 1. Okay, so we were covering on part 1. So part 1 is all, very simple, where you need to write an email. It's either to a friend or your cousin or your classmates or your project mate, right? So the language that you have to use when it comes to writing to a friend or someone that you know, keep it informal. Okay, it's the, okay, let me just type it here. It's KSSI. Okay, I love to use acronym. So KSSI. So what is KSSI? KSSI, it stands for keep the sentences simple. Okay, keep the sentences simple and informal. That one is for your part 1, all right, for your email writing. And you have to make sure that you are to keep within the word limit if possible, because we want to have that time for your part 2 and for your part 3. Now let's take a look at what we're going to be covering for today. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at some of the tips. Okay, some of the tips and strategies how to write better essay and story, and we are going to also review complex sentence structure. Now, last week Friday we covered on 2 types of sentences. We had covered on simple, and we also had covered on compound sentence. Okay, so today we are going to look at complex sentence. All right, complex sentence. And we are going to also recognize and use impressive vocabulary and cohesive devices in your essay and story writing. Now, I'm sure that most of you will say, teacher, I don't like writing. Okay, I know a lot of you do not like writing, or maybe some of you like to write very simple sentences. It's okay. It's okay. At least you are using your vocabulary, right? You are using your vocabulary, and at least there is a mark for you, right? There is a mark for you. And as you all know, for your part 2 and part 3, how much? How many marks are you given? 20 marks each. So part 1, 20, part 2, 20, and part 3, another 20 marks. So overall, total would be 60 marks. Okay. So if, let's say, again, you don't like writing, you're not in favor of writing, it's okay. As long as you know a little bit. Okay, as long as you know a little bit what to write based on the given question or the given task or the given title. All right, now let's take a look at a quote. Okay, this is a quote by C.S. Lewis. Now, I I love to use quotes when it comes to writing, because it gives quite a different meaning from just a simple statement, right? And it gives you an added bonus as well for your for your content, for your language as well. All right. Now here he says you can make anything by writing. You can make anything by writing. So like I said, you don't like writing, but you can write anything you want. As long as you have those ideas from here and you can transfer that on paper, that is already superb. All right, so you can make anything by writing. All right, now what are the requirements for your part 2 and part 3? Now part 2 is guided writing, where you have to write an essay for 125 words to 150 words. Now you can see that the number of words are a little higher, right? It's a little higher, than the first part. The first part is only 80 words. Now here is 125 to 150 words. Okay? So keep it to this maximum number, 150 words. Now, for your part 3, this is called extended writing. So when it comes to extended writing, you need to try and write a little bit more. Okay? So when I say more, so you can see here that your essay has to be around 200 to 250 words, and you have to choose one question only. All right. So you are given 3 questions, 3 prompts. Okay, 3 prompts. So you got to find and try to do a little formation of ideas inside your mind, right? Try to come up with, okay, I think I'm going to write this one because I have a lot of ideas. So from here, you transfer that on paper. So how do we do that? You plan, you brainstorm your ideas. All right, then only you can start writing. So I already shared with you a few tips, and I'm going to share with you more here. So first of all, you need to try and understand the given question correctly. It's very important. All right, it's very important to understand the given question correctly. Why? Because you do not want to lose marks if you write the wrong content. No, you do not want that. And you have to also make sure that the reader understands your writing. Okay, you don't want to lose marks on your communicative achievement. You do not want to lose marks on that. And the next one is you highlight keywords. But teacher, where can I locate keywords? Yes, you can. You have to try and identify what are the notes given underneath the question. Okay, now for your part 2, you'll be given a few notes, and also for your part 3 as well. You will be given few notes, what you have to write about. So you got to highlight that as your keywords, or consider your ideas to write about. And then only you can plan out your ideas to write. So plan carefully. I already told in the previous classes, try and use bubble diagram, try and use spider diagram. So for example, as simple as as simple as this, this is your topic, right? This is your topic, and this will be idea 1, then idea 2, and idea 3. Okay, although it doesn't look like a spider, right? But it's consider as well, your plan on writing, your brainstorming of your ideas. And then try to use 5 W's and 1 H. I call this as the 5 wives. Okay, 5 wives, and this is 1 husband. All right, 5 wives and 1 husband. Okay, so please make sure that you try and use at least two of his wives. Okay, at least two of his wives. Like for example, the most common one, all right, is the what? So this is wife number one. And then you can try and use what? Okay, it's either why, right? So when you are providing an idea, you have to try and include a reason. Why do you choose that? Or why you are taking this? Okay, so you got to choose at least two. But if let's say you want to go a little more than just these two, you can use like where, you can use who, you can also use what else? What, why, where, who, and what else? Hmm, what else? What's the other one? What do you think? Is it which? Which can also be another wife, yes. But what do you think it is? What is missing here? What, why, where, who, what else? Okay, try and think of the last WH here. And then the husband, it stands for how. Okay, the last one here, it stands for how. All right, so you try and incorporate these into your ideas, and then only you can come up with wonderful uh, uh, wonderful ideas or wonderful details to your essay. And please also try and use impressive vocabulary and cohesive devices. Okay, last week I introduced to you cohesive devices. So if you are going to introduce a supporting idea, please try and use maybe like first of all, furthermore, in addition to that, you try to support the the first the first idea that you have, then you can try and use the cohesive devices. Now, what are the impressive vocabulary that you can use? Again, last week teacher already mentioned, like for example, you can use for your senses, like if you love the taste of a chocolate cake, then you can say it's very sweet, right? It's very sweet and it is rich, it is divine, it is heavenly, right? So those are considered impressive vocabulary. Instead of just a plain one, instead of just plain one, you take another step, right? You take another step, you try and go here, right? You try and go here to make your story or to make your essay a lot more livelier. Okay, so again, try and use impressive vocabularies. And to also avoid repetition of words, we do not want repetition of vocabulary in our piece of writing because it doesn't give you a good mark for your communicative achievement. Okay, we want to have an easy flow of ideas. All right, a smooth flow of ideas. Like I always say, smooth flow of ideas. So again, if you are just going to be telling us about, okay, he is nice and the food is nice, the hotel is nice, the restaurant is nice, everything is nice, you know, it's too dull. I can say it's too boring. Right? To just keep on using the word nice all the time. All right. So avoid repeating it over and over and over again in your sentences or in your paragraphs as well. All right. Now next we are going to take a look at the complex sentence structure. Now what is this? Okay. Sounds so complex. Yes, it is a little complex. It is a little complex, but it's actually easy. It's actually easy if you know how to form the sentences correctly. All right. Now, last week we did on simple, right? Simple sentence. Okay, I'm just going to write simple as. Okay, so simple sentence, like for example, as simple as what? He likes coffee, right? He likes coffee. So this is simple sentence. Because of the word simple, keep it simple. Okay, he likes coffee. All right. Then for another one, we have, what do we have? What do we have? Let's use a pink color. What do you have? Right, we have compound sentence. Now, compound, it stands for more than one of simple sentence. Compounds mean two. All right, in this case, right, in this case, it means more than one. All right, so what is it? I said two just now, right? So two of what? Two of simple sentences. Two simple sentences, but you need to have a conjunction. Okay, you need to have a conjunction. What are conjunctions? Okay, the one that we know are called the fan boys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Okay, this is what it stands for. Another acronym for you, fanboys. Okay, the easiest one that we always know and use in our writing is and. Okay, the A. We use and. Like for example, you have another sentence like he likes coffee. Then maybe you have another one. She she adores she adores cats, for example, right? She adores cats. Remember, she is singular, therefore you need s at the back. All right, so it has to match. Okay, we do not want them to fight with one another. Okay, so if you want to use and, then it shall be he likes coffee and, right? We have a conjunction here, and she adores cats. But teacher, I don't want to use and. Yes, you can also use other things like because, or, yet, and so. Okay, but you have to know the purpose of each. Okay, like for so, it shows a result of something, right? If let's say you did this and you want to show a result, right? I have studied a lot during my exam, so I will get flying colors, something like that, right? And we are going to take a look at complex sentence today. This is just a review, all right? And here you can see it has an independent clause and also a dependent clause. Now, when we talk about independent, it can stay on its own. It can stay on its own. What do I mean by it stays on its own? So the sentence is something like this. All right, so let's just write it again. Okay, I'll use the black color. He likes coffee. Right? So this sentence can stand on its own, right? But you need to have a dependent clause. Now, this dependent clause, it has to attach, right? It has to attach with this, okay? It has to attach with this, whereby you need to have another conjunction. All right, we call it as a subordinator. Okay, we call it as a subordinator. Now, I will use a whiteboard, all right, just to make it a lot clearer for everybody. All right, so again, let me just write it here. A complex, right? A complex sentence has independent plus dependent right? Plus dependent clauses. All right. Let's take a look at a sentence given in the slides. Let's just write it here. I learned a lot. I learned a lot when I was in school. So like I said before, independent, it can stay on its own, whereby another one dependent clause, it has to attach with the independent clause. Okay, so in this case, you can see that there is one clause, okay, there is one clause that can stand on its own, and there is another one that cannot stand on its own. So that's why it's called dependent clause. Now, let's try and see which one is which, okay, although it's in the slides, but it's okay, we can do it together. Okay, so I learn a lot. Is that considered an independent clause? I learn a lot. I learn a lot. I learn a lot. Yes or no? What do you think? If let's say we put a full stop here, independent is just show that it's on its own. Okay, so I learned a lot. Yes, you can say I learned a lot can be an independent clause, but don't you think that it needs something? I learned a lot something, right? It needs something, right? I learned a lot. What do you learn? Right? What did you learn? What did you learn? A lot. What? Right? It needs something. Therefore, that's why I said that's why dependent clause comes in. Okay, that's why dependent clause comes in, whereby you need to have another attachment. All right, just to finish off the whole sentence. So in this case, the subordinator is this one. Okay, this is the subordinator. Okay, it needs another thing to attach with another clause. So here we have I was in school. Yeah, you can have this as the independent clause. I was in school. Okay, you can break this into the independent clause. I was in school. Right? You can have this as your independent clause. I will call this as ID. All right, this is ID. This is just D. Therefore, in this one here, this is called the D. Okay, together with the when. I learned a lot when I was in school. All right. There's also another sentence. Okay, let me just write it here. Okay. Although he isn't very skillful, he still enjoys playing football. Right? So he still enjoys playing football. Now, which one do you think is the ID and is the D? Now, which one? Which one is the ID and which one is the D here? All right, which one is which? Okay, let's take a look at it closer. So here it says, although he isn't very skillful, he still enjoys playing football. Now, first of all, try and identify the independent clause that can stay on its own. It can be as solo. Okay, it can be solo. So which one? All right, so it has to be this one. He still enjoys playing football. Right, you can make this as the solo clause or the solo sentence, I can say. So we can call this as ID. But with this one here, although he isn't very skillful, right, you need an addition, right? Don't you think so? It needs an addition of a sentence or a phrase or a clause in this case, right? It needs something here. It's missing, right? It's missing. It doesn't sound full. It doesn't sound complete here, although he isn't very skillful, right? Because of this word, although. This is a subordinating conjunction. All right, this is a conjunction here, although. All right, so although he isn't very skillful, then you need to have another sentence or phrase. But in this case, we are talking about clauses. Okay, so therefore, it is considered, okay, the whole thing, although he isn't very skillful, so this will be considered as your dependent clause. Okay, it depends. It has to depend on this particular clause. All right, on this particular clause, because you want to have a complete thought. You want to have a sentence that makes a full sense of the whole idea of playing football. All right. Now, let's try another sentence. All right. So let's try another sentence. Um, let's see. Rosa performed excellently, excellently because, okay, I'm using because now, because practiced, she practiced very hard for, just add another one, for her, no, just keep it simple, sorry. Okay, let's keep it that way for you not to be confused why there are so many words. Okay, so here, keep it simple like this. Okay, Rosa performed excellently because she practiced very hard. Now, which one is the ID? Which one is the independent clause? All right, don't you think it's this one? Rosa performed excellently? Yes, if you're on the right page with me, then you are excellent. Okay, Rosa performed excellently. Yes, you can finish it off here. All right, so this one we can call it as the ID. And then with this, all right, because she practiced very hard, so this one will be the dependent clause. Because of just this, because she practiced very hard, you need to have a complete thought here, or if let's say you switch this one to a capital, right? So because she practiced very hard and a comma, Rosa performed excellently. Okay, but we have to switch now because we want the pronoun to come in first. We want to have this one. Okay, the name Rosa comes first, so it is something like this. Because Rosa performed excellently. Oh, sorry. Because teacher. Oh, sorry. Teacher also made mistakes. Sorry. Okay. So again, okay, sorry. Let's just write it again. Because Rosa practiced very hard, she performed excellently. Okay, so you can switch it this way as well. Okay, again, we know that this is the, okay, we know that this is the ID. All right, ID. Okay, she performed excellently. Because Rosa practiced very hard, this is the D dependent. It needs something to make a full sentence. All right, everyone? Okay, so that's a little bit about complex sentence. Okay, any one of you still struggling? I hope you are not, because I have already reviewed and simplified it for you. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have next. Okay, now what else is there? for you. Okay, so like I said just now that we were supposed to identify, right? We were supposed to identify which one is which, but we're going to skip that because we had just done that. Okay, now I'm going to introduce to you the part two, okay, for your essay writing. Now, first of all, we have to know that in an essay, we can make using a burger. Okay, we can make it using a burger. Huh? How, teacher? Okay, it is as simple as having a piece of bread on top. Okay, having a piece of bread on top, and then you can smear the bread with sauce, and you can also add on a cheese with it, and you can also put a patty, of course. Up to you, whichever patty. Either you want it to be a deer patty, or you want to have a fish fillet, or you want to have beef or chicken. Up to you, as long as it's a burger. Okay? And then you need another one to finish it off. All right? You need another one to finish it off. And what do you call this? A conclusion. All right? Now we'll take a look at first one, the first slice of bread. This is the introduction. All right? This is the introduction. And when I was talking about, the sauce, the cheese, and the patty, this is you call the body. All right? The body. Okay, or maybe some of you will call it as the content, but I call it as the body, just to differentiate between the C here. All right, so you have your body for your burger. So just imagine the essay is your burger. All right, if you're not in favor of cheese, then you can put this as your veggie. All right, you can put your vegetables like maybe a salad, or you want to have cucumber, you want to have what else? You want to put tomato, right? If you feel like you want to put a tomato, tomato is a fruit, all right? Tomato is a fruit. Again, that's different already, right? So if let's say you don't like to put any sauce, okay, you like to keep it as plain, as dry if you want, right? So this is consider your salad maybe. So yes, you have your salad, you have your cheese, and you have your patty, and then you have another piece of bread just to finish all your burger. Okay, this is more Western, right? But we can also switch it to ABC, right? I don't know why am I talking about food, but yeah, you got your cravings, right? You can have your ABC as well, the Malaysian ABC. Okay, I'll just draw a simple, a simple container, right? This is your ice, right? This is your ice, right? So we are making ABC, okay? So what do you like to put on your ABC? What do you like to put your ice batu campur, right? ABC, yeah. So what do you like to put on your ABC? You can write in the room chat. If you are not shy today, then please respond. Okay, if you're not shy today, what do you like to put on your ABC? Hmm? What do you like to put on your ABC? Or in your ABC? What do you like to put? Maybe some of you prefer corn, right? Some of you prefer corn. You can also put some red beans, right? Sorry, red beans. You can put the red color syrup, right? You can also put the what do you call that? Gula Melaka syrup, right? You have that as well. Okay, I'm just gonna write Gula Melaka syrup. We use Gula Melaka. The British people would use brown sugar, right? The brown sugar. So you can make ABC to Malaysianize it. But for this case, for the essay writing, let's try and keep it international. All right, we love our burger. We love our Ramly burger. We love our Carl's Jr. burger. Um, yeah, talking about food now. Okay, okay. Let's not salivate, everyone. Okay. So anyway, when it comes to the sauce, make sure it's just the sauce. Okay, it's like if you go to Subway and you the man or the woman will ask you, okay, what sauce do you want? Then you can have whatever sauce. You can put chili sauce, mayonnaise. You can have also what else? You have chili mayo, right? You know, there's so many kinds of sauces. So, but yeah, again, that is only sauces. And then you have your cheese. Cheese can be, I don't know, you prefer cheddar cheese, you prefer American cheese, Swiss cheese, as long as it is cheese. So that's a different kind for the body here. And then you have your patty. I introduced before, you can have your beef patty, chicken patty, fish fillet, you can have a deer patty. Okay, if you are exotic kind of person, maybe you can go for what's landa? A porcupine, right? You can go for porcupine meat, right? If you are an exotic kind of person, okay. But again, that is considered your meat only, your patty only, okay. That's why it's separated into body 1, body 2, and body 3. And to finish it all off, obviously you need another slice of bread. All right. So this is what I call as the IBC plan. Okay. So try and apply the IBC plan in your essay. So this is just the first part. Now the next part is called the TSC. Okay, if you know me, I love to use acronyms. Now, this is TSC. Now, this is all about paragraph structure. Just now was about the essay structure, the full form of essay. And now we are going with the paragraph. Okay, each of the paragraph. So here, this is one paragraph, right? This is one paragraph, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we now know that we have five paragraphs. So for each paragraph, you need to have a structure. Then only you can score really well on your organization and also your communicative achievement. All right. So in order for you to score high, which is 5, all right, which is a 5, you need to try and think of how to introduce the whole topic. So in the first paragraph, which is the introduction, you need to have a topic sentence. Okay, you need to have a topic sentence. Sorry. Okay, you need to have a topic sentence. What do we have in a topic sentence, teacher? What do we need? Okay, what do we need? We need a topic. Okay, we need to introduce the topic first, and then you can put either your opinion or we can call it as the controlling idea, where it's considered as an explanation of the topic. All right. And then once you have thought about that, then we need to move on to the supporting sentences. In this case, we call it as the supporting details. Okay, we call it as the supporting details. So once you have your topic introduced, okay, your idea introduced, then you need the details. Okay, this is where it gives you more information just to enhance the topic sentence, and it can also be an explanation or example or even a definition. Okay, if let's say you are given a topic um, that is something that you read about or something that you have encountered with, right? Like for example, COVID-19. Now everybody knows about COVID-19, right? So you can give a simple definition. What is COVID-19? Maybe a lot of us do not know what is COVID-19. So you can introduce it is a virus uh, called the coronavirus, right? Coronavirus, and started in 2019, right? So you can provide examples. What are the examples? Maybe you could provide at least two, right? At least two or maximum of three examples of the types of coronavirus if you are planning to write about the types of coronavirus, right? If you are planning to write that, then you can have the examples of the types of coronavirus. Okay, so there you go, your supporting detail. So for content wise, you have already scored for the first paragraph, which is the introduction, because you have provided ideas for the reader to understand. Okay, this person, I know that she or he is going to write about types of coronavirus. Okay, so in the next line, you can have a concluding sentence whereby it reminds the reader of the main point. It can either be a summary of main ideas, or the opinion, or prediction, or suggestion. So for that one paragraph only, you will have to have your topic sentence. You will have to have your supporting details or supporting sentences. Then you need to have a concluding sentence just to have that one paragraph only. And then for the next paragraph, again, the same thing, repeat TSC. For the next paragraph too, TSC. Okay, then only you can score a 5, 4, or tick, 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 20 marks. Okay, tick, 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 20 marks. Because you have a smooth flow of ideas, and then you are allowing the reader to understand from this particular step to another particular step. Okay, now I will show you an example later on, all right, how the whole thing is written. Okay, but moving on to the next one, I hope you understand about this. If you want to score very high, then please make sure you apply IBC and apply TSC also. Okay, move on. This is this is the length of time. Okay, how long you have to spend for your writing on part 2. Okay, part 2. So for your part 2, we have 150 words. Now, last week we have come up with a simple math. Okay, so your paper 2, again, it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we can roughly accumulate it to 90 minutes. So with the 90 minutes, you divide by 480. If you are new, what is 480? This one. Okay, 150 to 50 plus, okay, plus this, plus that. Then you will get the 480, and you multiply by 150. Where is the 150 coming from? Where is it coming from? It's here. All right, so you put it here. So you divide and multiply, then you will have your 28 minutes. You can see that you need to only spend this much time for your part 2. So do not exceed. So how we can try and plan? So here we go. So the first part is the planning. We have, for brainstorming, try and spend 5 minutes. Okay, try and spend 5 minutes, come up with whatever diagram that you wish to come up with. Okay, and then once you have already jot down, okay, let's say you have what, 4 ideas, right? Then you need to try and organize. Right, you need to try and organize. Now, which one do you think is the most suitable, or the most appropriate, or the best? Which one? So you organize. So try and think of the priority. Okay, I always check. Okay, priority, which one would you think is the best one to have for number one in paragraph? Sorry, not in paragraph one. That should be in your body. All right. So for your paragraph two, which one? So you need to organize the whole set of ideas. So maybe instead of this one being number two, you will make this as maybe number one. Then maybe number four, you make this as the second, which will be the third paragraph, or I'm talking about numbers. And maybe the last one here. Okay, this is your body. Okay, in purple here, this is your body. So body one, body two, and body three. All right. Then try and spend 50 minutes because you have your ideas already jotted down, right, in your brainstorm. Okay, you can roughly spend about 50 minutes here. And then when it comes to proofreading, this is very important. Now, what do you do in proofreading? Class, what do you do in proofreading? Why? Why do we need to proofread? What is it actually? What is it? What is proofreading? Okay, it's related to reading, but when it comes to proofreading, you need to always read it again. Okay, read it again. Why? Because you have to know that you have word limit. You have word limit, and then you need to make sure also you are using impressive vocabulary too, and you need to also make sure there are no repetitions. No repetitions. Repetitions of what? Repetitions of words, repetitions of sentences or phrases. Like for example, if you have in your paragraph 2 for your body, and then for your paragraph 4 you have another repeating sentences. So we want to avoid that. All right, we want to avoid that. Therefore, you have to spend around 5 minutes. This is maximum. All right, teacher only put here maximum, maximum number of minutes here, 5 minutes. Okay, so this is maximum of 5 minutes. So overall, total will be 28 minutes. Okay, got that, everybody? I hope that you have got that. All right, as simple as that math. Okay, now next part, we are going to identify the topic in the topic sentences. So this is how you can introduce your topic. Okay, this is how you can do it. So I have provided you with topic sentence 1 and topic sentence 2. By right about now, we have to try and identify which one is the topic. Okay, let me use another color. All right, so let's try and use a yellow. So identify the topic in the topic sentences. So can we try and identify the topic in the topic sentence? Okay, you can see that the topic sentence is very simple. Regular exercise is the best way to maintain good physical health. And for topic sentence number 2, there are many benefits that come from learning a foreign language. So in this case, which one is the topic in this topic sentence? Now, which one? Is it talking about the regular exercise? Okay, is it talking about the regular exercise, or is it talking about the best way to maintain, or is it talking about the good physical health? All right, I'm sure that B consider wrong already, because it's not talking about the topic at all. So now you are left with A and C. We are applying the R2KE, right? You read twice when you find your keyword and then you eliminate. So now we have already eliminated. So chances are 50-50. So which one? Which one is which? So read again. Okay, is it regular exercise or is it good physical health? It is definitely the regular exercise. If you have your answer as A, well done to you. Give a tap on your shoulder. All right, not a standing ovation. If you want to do standing ovation, up to you. Okay, as long as you have a space, standing ovation. Okay, so regular exercise is your topic. Okay, the topic here. So this is how you can introduce your topic, where you are providing the idea to the regular exercise. What's the idea? Good physical health. Okay, next one. There are many benefits that come from learning a foreign language. Is the topic about there are many benefits? Uh, is it that come, sorry, is it that come from, or is it this one, learning a foreign language? Which one? Definitely, it is about learning a foreign language. We know now B is wrong, right? B is wrong. That come from. It's not telling you anything, right? It's not telling you anything. So that's why we are picking learning a foreign language, because this sentence, okay, this whole thing, this topic sentence here is talking about foreign language. So that's is the correct one. Okay, learning from a foreign language. We are introducing the idea, okay, of having many benefits that come from learning a foreign language. So this is the topic. Now the next one. Okay, I hope you are uh, okay as of now. I hope that there are no questions, because I believe that silence means you agree. I hope so. Okay, let's move on. Next one. Let's try and identify the controlling idea in the following topic sentences. What is the controlling idea for this one? Teacher already told you the clue just now. So which one? Is it regular exercise or is it the best way to maintain good physical health? I only provided you A and B. Now we have 50-50 chance. Okay? No eliminate now. Again, for this one to 50-50 chance. So which one? Is it regular exercise? Right now, we have to find the controlling idea. Okay, the idea that supports the topic. So definitely, we now know that regular exercise is the topic, right? This is the topic, regular exercise. So A is wrong. Now we are left with B. If you say B, congratulations. Now, next one. Here, we now know that learning a foreign language is the topic, right? So, definitely the answer would be that come from a learning language. Oh, no. The controlling idea is A. There are many benefits. We are introducing the learning a foreign language having many benefits. All right. So it's just to differentiate between the topics and the topic itself and the controlling idea. I hope you got that. I hope so. Okay. So now we can see, we can actually know how to write a topic sentence for your introduction. Okay, this is the topic and this is the controlling idea. Now you can have an addition. Okay, you can have addition of the whole explanation. How is the regular exercise? So now we are using the husband. Okay, the H. Okay, we're using the how. So you can explain a little bit more here for the introduction. Okay, now next we will take a look at the cohesive devices. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the cohesive devices. Now I'm going to introduce to you some of the cohesive devices that you can use to top up for your language in your essay writing. Okay, so again, this one is talking about introducing supporting ideas. What are the words? What are the vocabulary that you can use? So here are the four provided for you. You can use additionally, okay, in addition, same thing, all right, moreover or furthermore. To this is just to support another idea, all right. So if you have one idea and to support it, you can have these words. So it's either one you can use, but make sure there is no repetition. Okay, if you like the word additionally and you want to use another additionally, try to avoid that. Try and use other words. Okay, now if let's say you want to give your opinion, you can say I believe, you can say personally, or you can say from my point of view, or you can also use in my opinion. Okay, if you want to say you want to use I feel, okay, now this is informal. Okay, although it's just the same or similar meaning towards I believe, but this is more informal, so you can use this to your email. Okay, you can use this to your email. I feel that I prefer to do this one, something like that. Okay, so try to avoid using any informal language when it comes to this particular part and also with part 3. Okay, avoid that. Now, next words are when you are giving your reasons. Okay, if you need to give out any reason, so you can see that you can use for the reason or this is because, but most of us enjoy, right? Most of us enjoy using the word because, you know, a sentence, right? You have one sentence here and then another sentence here because, all right? So you can use these in your writing. But if you are ending your piece, okay, if you're ending your piece, this is the last part of the hamburger. Okay, the last part of the hamburger. Which one? Which part is it? It's the bread, right? It's the slice of bread. So you can use to conclude, you can use hence, you can use on the whole or all, in all. But a lot of us like to use this in conclusion. Okay, so instead of sticking to the simple one like in conclusion, you can use such as those, to conclude or all in all as well. Okay, now let's see the question for your part 2. Okay, so here you have a question given on your part 2. Now, most of the topics will either be something to do with current issue, right? So current issue like we have right now, we're talking about modern inventions, we are talking about technology, we are talking about online stuff like online class, online games, online shopping, right? These are the current issues, and you will see that in your piece of paper. Okay, you will see that in your paper 2, part 2. All right, maybe it talks about COVID-19. You never know, the vaccinations, what it has done to you, maybe, right? So in this case, for this question, it's talking about, your class has been discussing how modern inventions have made life easier, and your teacher has asked you to write, right, to write an essay about invention that has eased your life. So now we know that this particular question or this particular task is talking about the modern inventions, and your teacher is asking you to write an essay about, right? It's about an invention that has eased your life. So now we know that we have to think about a invention, right? The modern invention, and that has come very handy to your life, right? So what are the notes? What are the short notes that you need to complete for your essay? So here we go. In your essay, you should write about the modern invention has made a big difference in your life and reasons for your choice, and you have to mention why it is a very important to you. So now we know these are our tasks. Okay, these are our tasks. All right. So we have to make sure that we need to come up with modern invention has made. Now we know that it has here. Now this is singular. Okay, like I said, any verbs that ends with s except for few words like what? Glass is not. Okay, then there are some verb that ends with s, but in this case, this is a verb to have, right? This is verb to have, or a helping verb, verb to have. Okay, so we have to identify one. Okay, we have to identify only one modern invention. Satu. Satu. Okay, because it says singular here. Okay, so singular has singular. Therefore, we need only one thing. Okay, then you need to provide reason. Now, how many reasons that you can have for this? How many reasons? Try to supply two reasons. If you plan to have 5 paragraphs, right? If you plan to have a 5 paragraphs, then you need to have 3. Oh, teacher, why so many? Okay. Again, you don't have to. You don't have to write long sentences for each paragraph. Okay, you don't have to. All right. So in this case, you have to write in between 125 to 150 words only. Right? So try and keep it simple and sweet. Okay, keep it simple and sweet. So 5 paragraph, if you plan to write 5 paragraphs, then you need to supply 3 reasons. Okay, but take a look at this. Why it is very important. So where can we have this in our paragraphs? Why? It is very important. Right? Where can we have this? It's together with this. So once you have come up with reasons of your choice, then you have to mention why it is important to you also. So with this one reason, then you need to have your explanation. So this explanation, please make sure you tell why it is important. You know, very, very important. Sorry. So here, very, very important. All right. So how you can organize this? Okay, so here we go. I've already simplified this for you. So here is how you can organize your idea. Okay, I'm gonna go few more minutes, around 5 more minutes, and we'll take a break. All right, don't you worry. Okay, so here, first of all, we are applying the burger, right? We are applying the burger plan, the IBC, right? The IBC plan. So we have we have B1, B2, B3, and the conclusion. So I stands for the introduction. Okay, so introduce the topic and your opinion. And then for your body number 1, state the modern invention that has changed your life. So you please mention the modern invention. Please mention this. And then for your body paragraph 2, come up with at least 2 reasons of the chosen invention. Okay, so come up with the 2 reasons. And for your body paragraph 3, you can express the importance of the chosen invention. So it is separated. And you can see that, here first you're explaining about the modern invention that you choose. Then the 2 reasons, you supply the 2 reasons, and you can also state the importance. But if let's say you want to separate the reasons, yes, you can too. This is just uh, um, a plan for you. All right, this is just a plan for you just to see how you can do it for your essay. So if let's say you want to break this, okay, this reason 1, then reason you want to have, okay, I'll just scribble this in short. So reason 1, then explain. Then here you have your reason 2, and you want to explain. It's also possible. Okay, it's also possible. There's no wrong, or there is no, not to say incorrect. No, as long as you are applying the CA, communicative achievement, you have that kind of like not a waterfall where it goes really strong, right, with a strong current. No, you want to have like a very smooth river flow kind. Sometimes river can be strong as well, but when you see a calm river, yeah, you want that for your essay. Okay, and then please make sure that you try and summarize, but try and be concise too, because you have to keep to a maximum of 150 words. Okay, if you have longer sentences and it looks like it's repeating itself, or it looks like uh, um, there are words that you can try and eliminate, try to do that. But what happens? What happens if you have a paragraph written and then you're not satisfied with it? What happened? Oh no. You got to scribble, right? You got to scribble, you got to erase, and then some of it you can see, oh no, there are blanks here. Now what do I have to do for the blanks that I just erase, or I just you use liquid paper, or you use the mouse liquid paper mouse correction tape, right? You use that correction tape. What happens, to fill in that? Oh no. Okay, a lot of us would like to use another piece of paper to write again. If you have the time, yes, you can try and write on a new piece of paper. But what if you don't have time? Okay, how I do it, is that if let's say you have something written, and then suddenly you feel that this sentence here it's no good, right? You want to erase the whole thing. So instead of, okay, so I'm just teaching you what I did before in school. So instead of leaving this as empty, right, because you have another sentence that you like here, right, another sentences that you like here, and then you don't like this yellow color, right? You don't like it because you feel that it's redundant, and you feel like it's repeating, or you just don't like it at all. Okay, it's no use. Definitely you will use the correction tape or liquid paper, right? So how you can do it? So here you can see, it's white, right? Yeah, it's white, and you don't like it. So how do you do it? How did I do it? I'll take I'll take a pen, a different color pen. If let's say you are allowed to bring a blue or black color, then you use either one. Then just write a line. Or if you have a pencil, just write a line there. All right, just finish off the paper, just write a line. Okay, so that's how you can try and cut short the time instead of copying the whole thing on a new piece of paper. You're not presenting a research paper to anyone, right? Because I'm sure that the examiner can read and understand your piece. Okay, now, okay, sorry, just a few more. Okay, before we take a break, now I'm going to show you a sample of a weak scorer answer. Why am I saying it's a weak scorer? You can see here that here he has, okay, he has or she has um, the paragraphs. Yes, how many can we see? One, two, three paragraphs. Hmm. This is the least number of paragraphs. All right, least number. And I hope that you're not doing this for your essay writing. Okay, now here you can see the modern invention that have made a difference in my life is laptop because it is the best invention to, compare to others. Okay, this is a good idea, a good topic sentence, but you don't want to keep it as good only. Okay, we want to have excellent. So instead of saying straight away the modern invention that have made a difference, you like answering a question, right? So instead of this, try to come up with a hook. Try to come up with a hook. Try to come up with a catchy statement, right? Try to come up with a catchy statement. Like the one that we did before, identifying the topic and the controlling idea, right? It's sort of like catchy as well, instead of just answering the task given. Okay, come up with a catchy statement instead of just stating the whole idea with the reason being that it's the best invention compared to others. And then you are supplying this is a topic sentence. So I'm just going to write TS. A laptop is the best invention for students. Okay lah. Okay. Teacher can accept. Okay. Firstly, it is easy for completing homeworks or assignments. I like using it a lot to do so many things. I don't have to go to the library or computer lab at school to do my work. Now remember, like I said, yes, you can use lab, but it is always better to spell the whole word out. So instead of lab, spell the word out, laboratory. And this one here, spelling error, a lot. No, we do not spell a lot like that. Is a word and L also is another word. So it's two separated words, a lot. Okay, don't spell together. No, that's considered incorrect. Sorry, incorrect. So here again, he has or she has her supporting sentences or the supporting details, which is this. It is easy, right? It is easy for completing homeworks or assignments. So this is supporting sentence. Okay, SS. I like using it a lot to do so many things. I don't have to go to the library to do my work plus. So here we go. So this person has the supporting sentences, SS, another SS. Then you can see this is another topic sentence because it's talking about the communication. For this one, it's talking about the laptop being the best invention. So another topic sentence, it is easy because it is fast and cool. I like using. So this person is good. Providing an example of Instagram, TikTok, and so on. No, we cannot use so on. No, when you are providing examples, please make sure that you have to be specific. You have to use an exact example instead of saying so on, because you are not telling the reader to think of their own answers. No, we're not doing that. You have to provide the reader or the examiner your example. So we cannot use so on. No, try and come up with another example. If you think that you cannot find another example, then finish it off with the conjunction Instagram and TikTok. That's it. Right? Sorry. Instagram and TikTok when I connect with my friends. That's it. If you only have two examples. Okay, so if you want to have more examples, then have another one here instead of stating so on. All right, so this person, yes, is good enough. Topic sentence, okay, good. Then another supporting sentences, supporting sentence with examples, okay, good. So, avoid using so for your conclusion. Avoid this because it sounds informal. It sounds very informal. So instead of this, maybe as simple as this, all in all, right? Or to conclude, as simple as that. So the laptop makes my life so easy, and I don't know how to feel like if my laptop is not with me. This is more, it sounds like a conversation, like, because your essay is formal kind of writing, avoid using informal language or conversational kind of language. All right, it's good, right? It's good. The laptop makes my life so easy. Yes, it's good enough. He is saying or she is saying that, yeah, making his or her life easy, and the feeling without is good, but it's not excellent. Therefore, I am saying it's a weak score. Now, I will show you next one of a top scorer essay in the next 5 minutes. Okay, after we'll take a break. All right. So right now, please go and get yourself refreshed. Maybe wash your face a little bit. Then we'll come back. All right. So I'll see you at 10. 10:39, just before 10:40. All right, so just before 10:40, we'll be right back. So go ahead, and I'll see you in the next 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, hi, welcome back, everyone. I hope that you had a refreshed moment just now. Okay, so we are going to take a look at a top scorer. So how you can score really well. Now here, just to add on a few more. Okay, so here you can see that the number of words as well. Okay, a number of words, like I said, um, minimum. Okay, minimum should be 125 words. Now, does this look like 125 to you? I don't think so. I think it's lesser than 100. Don't you think so? You agree with me? Okay, let's take a look how we can do this. Okay, I already told you, as simple as, as simple as this, a simple calculation. So 9. So 9 words up here. Then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 and 10, maybe, okay, we're gonna see it's around 11, right? So 9 times 11, that will be just around 99 words, approximately, right? Approximately 99 words. Oh no, definitely not to say excellent at all. You did not achieve the minimum mark as well, 125 words. Okay, so in order for you to improve on that, so let's take a look at a top scorer. So how we can try and come up with a very good score or very excellent score. So if you have done, a lot more words, superb. Okay, superb for you. How is it a superb teacher? How? Okay, so here we go. So let's see. So here it says that many modern inventions have made our lives a breeze. Now, isn't that catchy for you? A catchy statement? right? Just now there was no statement at all, right? So this is considered a catchy statement. Many modern inventions have made our life a breeze now. This is just to compare how the modern invention has really eased all our lives, right? It's making like a breeze, when it comes to a breeze, it's like, it's a nice kind of wind, right? And definitely it helps a lot when it comes to uh, doing your daily stuff. So here in this case, yes, a score already for catchy statement. Then for me, it is the laptop that has made my life as a student much easier. There you go. Doesn't it sound like much better than before? Yes, it definitely is. Okay, so a good score already here. Now, a laptop is a versatile tool for students. First, it is extremely handy for completing homework or school assignments. So here we have a topic sentence to say that a laptop is a very versatile tool, right? Being versatile. And first, using a cohesive device. Very good. Okay? To introduce a supporting idea. First, it is extremely handy for completing homework or school assignment. So this is his or her reason. One, for stating the laptop being a versatile tool. I use it to prepare documents and presentations. Examples: documents and presentations. Good. I do not need to physically go to a library for books that might contain obsolete information. Because of it, it allows me to do research on the internet effortlessly. Okay, sorry, effortlessly. Okay, sorry. Uh, so here it stated the topic sentence, good, and then his reason, or we call it as the S, okay, supporting sentence. Okay, so this person applying the TS and C. Because of it, it allows me to do research on the internet effortlessly. Okay, so this is his concluding sentence or her concluding sentence of saying that the laptop is a very versatile tool. So very good here already. Now you can see he or she is providing another reason of saying that no need to physically go to library for books that might contain obsolete information. Again, with the vocabulary, very good. Obsolete information, it's all um, I would say the simplest term, it's all information. Right? Everything from a book you have to read, understand. If it's not the right one, then you got to find another one, right? So here, good enough. So this is another reason or the supporting sentence number two. This is number two, this is number one, right? And again, moreover, another cohesive device. Very good. Right? Another cohesive device. I can stay connected through email, Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp. This is very good because of this word only, right? Instead of the common one that we always use and this person uses or, okay? Or, and you can see provided with examples, Instagram, WhatsApp, right? Examples. Very good with video calling and chatting or even playing online games with them. Providing reasons for stating what he or she does on these platforms or on these social sites. Right? This makes communication with friends and family a lot easier, faster, and cheaper. There you go. Another concluding sentence. So here, staying connected is the topic sentence and providing reasons Facebook, Instagram, with video call, chat, and everything. That is your supporting sentence and concluding sentence. Hence, another cohesive device, it is crystal clear that the laptop itself has eased my life as a student and made everything I wish to do a lot better than before. I cannot imagine life without this incredible invention, as it allows me to to do many things in many ways. Right? Isn't that terrific? Right? Isn't this much better than the first one that we read? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So there you go. So you can see crystal clear has eased my life as student and made me. So he or she is applying the TSC in every paragraph. This is the concluding sentence. I cannot imagine life without this incredible. Then it has eased my life topic, made everything I wish to do a lot better. Right? This is the supporting sentence. Okay. So I would give this around 18 out of 20. Why, teacher, I cannot get full mark? Why is this not a full mark? Okay, maybe because the person uses simple, too simple sentences. Maybe. Okay, like here, the laptop is a very versatile tool for students. Okay, good enough. Maybe you could try and come up with another word for versatile, right? And because of it, it allows me to do research on the internet effortlessly. Good. Maybe you could try and add on another verb here, research and what on the internet, right? Maybe you could add on a few more. Okay, so I would give this 18, or maybe another examiner would give a 19 out of 20. All right, but this all looks so much better than the before one. Okay, the weak scorer just now. And you can see the number of words are a lot here. I can say roughly, I did my calculation, approximately I can say, okay, around 155 words. How do I know? How do you know, teacher? Okay, do your calculation, the x and the y, right? The x and the y, do your calculation, and then you multiply by, then you will get approximately more or less around 155 words. It's good enough. All right, it's good enough, although this person exceeds 5 words, but it's okay as long as you don't go above 200. No, 200 words, that's gonna cost you time for your part 3. Okay, now we're going to take a look at part 3 shortly. Okay, but let's just recap on the important keys, okay, for the things that you need to know. So for part 2 especially, make sure that read the given instructions and the questions thoroughly. Make sure you remember the IBC and the TSC. This is the burger. Okay, this is the burger. This is inside the burger. All right, this is inside the burger. And then please make sure you use a variety of sentence structures. Okay, we did before the simple, right? We did the simple, we did the compound, and we also did just now the complex sentence structures just now, right? So make sure you try and apply this in your piece of writing. Okay, not only for part 2, you can also apply in part 3 as well. And avoid repeating the same vocabulary. Avoid. Okay, this is a no-no because you're going to lose marks for the coherency, especially when it comes to the CA part. Okay, we want to look at the coherence. We want to look at the smooth flow of ideas. Okay, next we're going to go with the part 3. Now, part 3, there are how many questions given? Okay, there are 3 questions given to you, but you have to choose only one. So this is one part that I will introduce to you. So it's a story. Okay, now a lot of us will know how to write a story. I'm sure you all know how to write a story, but always remember please show. Please show the story, not just tell the story. How can we show the story to the reader or to the examiner? How? Okay. This is where you have to imagine. Give your imagination to your reader or to the examiner. Give that. Okay, whatever that you imagine here, give that, provide that to the reader or to the examiner. Okay? Not just tell, okay, this is what happened, then the next thing this happened, then third it happened, then lastly this happened. Oh no, don't do that. All right? Show them how you can write really well. Okay? So what is actually story? What does it stand for? What does it stand for? So S stands for the setting. So you need to know when and where it happened. Okay, where and where the story happened, just to make sure that you are being clear. Okay, you are giving a clear picture to your examiner or to the reader itself. And then T, talking about the characters. Okay, please tell who is or who are involved in the story. It's like you're watching a movie, right? When you want to watch a movie, let's say we'll take Spider-Man, right? Obviously, the intro part will be a little slow, right? A little slow, whereby they introduce the characters, right? They will introduce, okay, this one will come in later, maybe this one, this one, another one, right? So you can see that they are introducing slowly in the beginning, right? And then the O, oops, there is a problem. What's the problem? So here is where you tell the conflict of the event. Okay, what's the problem? What did the person encounter? Or what did this woman encounter? Right? And then resolution. So you have to know, you have to explain a little bit what are the steps to solve. So how can we solve this particular conflict, or how can we try and find a solution to the problem that came before? And lastly, yay, we found it. So we have got our solution. So explain what's the solution is. It's like, okay, this, let's say you are building up a love story, like, love story. So definitely you are introducing the characters, like the boy and the girl. Then what happened, right? What happened in between them? What happened? Maybe they go out, they date for a while, then the guy decided to marry the girl, right? This is all too cliche, love story too cliche, but this is just to give you an idea how the story is, right? So again, the girl got married, no, maybe there's a problem. What? Okay, maybe the guy has a health issue. That's why he wanted to marry her straight away, right? Maybe he has cancer and he never tell his wife about the cancer. Also sad, right? So that's the problem there. So uh, um, how did they try and solve it? So it's either they went to the hospital, he went for chemo, he went for therapy and all that, right? Then what's the yay, right? What's the yay? What's the solution? What is it? What do you think? Maybe the guy can live for long, or maybe doesn't go as great as you think. Maybe the guy died. Okay. This is actually a movie that I watched. I cannot remember the title, yeah. But that's the story, a love story. But if let's say for actions, so they will introduce a few bits of characters, then they will have actions, and at the end they will win. Something like that. It's either the evil win or the good one wins, right? But most of the time, the good one wins. Okay, if let's say the bad one wins, then there might be another chapter, and there might be a second part of the movie. All right, so there you go. Always show that way rather than just tell, okay, this is what happened, this is what happened. So how you can do that? Here you go. So by writing a good plot, the whole story of it, the main thing is the plot of the story. So how we can do that? So here is, you have to know, you need to have the beginning, you need to have the middle part, and lastly you need to have the ending. Okay, so first of all, I keep on telling just now, introduce the title, introduce the characters, introduce the setting, where and when it happened, and who is involved or who are involved. So you can put that in the introduction. Okay, and then there is a problem, or there is a conflict. So that's where this is all going up the hill. Okay, we want the story to go uphill, to go uphill. Okay, so this is a hill, or we take as the Mount Everest, for example. Okay, we assume this is a Mount Everest. So in order to climb up Mount Everest, so you need to go slowly, to go at each stage. Then you camp for a night, then you climb again, right? So that's why here you can see it goes up, right? It goes up, and then there is a problem here. There's a conflict here. So what happened here? Then the rising action is, you find the steps. You find the steps or ways for you to solve this problem or to solve this conflict. And the climax. The climax is the surprising part of all. What happened? Right? So the one that I said to you about the love story just now, the problem was he had cancer, then went to chemotherapy, and then the climax is, um, maybe the guy had another type of disease, maybe I don't know, leukemia, maybe. All right. So climax. Then what did he do? Then the story will fall down a bit to falling action. So now we have to think about, what is he or she going to do with the whole situation, right? With the health situation just now, if we take the love story just now. So what is he or she going to do? Divorce, do you think? Or stay together until the end of his life? Don't know. And the resolution, maybe he died, right? Maybe he died, and the resolution is the girl wants to fulfill his dreams, right? Maybe, his last words was, okay, can you try and fulfill this for me? I appreciate it, or something like that, right? Right? So you can do that as well. And you can also write dialogues for your story writing. That's amazing, right? You can write dialogues, but not the whole thing. Okay, not the whole thing. Maybe a few things important from whatever the person says. Okay, so you can write that. All right. Now we are supposed to watch a clip, but according to the time, we don't have much, so we're gonna skip this. But this is um this is actually, roughly I can tell this is a story about a man, and it's it's actually a beautiful motivational story. You can try and watch it on your own, the obstacles in your path. Now this story has a description already, so if let's say you cannot keep up with the listening, you can just read the story in the whole clip itself. Okay, this is around, I think, less than 2 minutes. Okay, less than 2 minutes. So you can watch this, and you can tell me tomorrow. Maybe if you watch this, you can tell me tomorrow what happened. in the story. But make sure you use the hill. Okay, you use this. Okay, you use this. Okay, we are going to use this, or let's call this as Mount Everest. Okay, we'll call this as Mount Everest. So we are going to use the Mount Everest. Okay, so make sure you tell me Mount Everest. And please do watch this because it is a very, very, not to say touching, not to say touching, no, like the love story just now I introduced, but it's a good one. Okay, it's a good one. You should watch this. Okay, so firstly, let's come on to this, the tips and techniques. Okay, the tip number one, always know the question. Always know the question. So read the question thoroughly, read the question carefully as well, because you never know what it requires you to write about. So in this case, this question is asking you to write a story about a friend in need is a friend indeed. So you got to come up with a story about a friend in need is a friend indeed. So uh, think about, who is this friend of yours? Is it a she? Is it a he? Right? So describe, provide a description of your friend and how your friend had helped you. So how did he or she help you at that time? So when it comes to a description of your friend, just come up with a very simple, basic idea about how he looks like, right? Maybe you can talk about his appearance. Maybe you can talk about his or her personality, right? Right, you can talk about his personality, or if let's say you're not sure of, then write about his characters. Okay, come up with 2 or 3 characters. How is he or she is as a person? Like for example, is he nice? Okay, if he's nice, then you can write he is nice. But I said before, nice is just a plain word. Keep your words to a more intermediate kind. Okay, so instead of saying nice, maybe you can say he's an amazing guy, right? He's an amazing guy, or very enthusiastic, very skillful. Instead of saying that he is good, okay? Define how good he is. Is he skillful? Is he talented? Is he helpful? Right? So try to have these words in your description, especially coming to the personality or the characters itself. All right? So this one can be your paragraph number 2, because you have your introduction. Firstly, you need to introduce a friend in need is a friend indeed. Who is the person, right? And for paragraph 2, maybe you could describe a little bit about his appearance, how he looks like or how she looks like. Then describe about his personality. Maybe this one goes to paragraph number 3, right? Then this one can be paragraph number 4. And paragraph 5 is the conclusion, right? The conclusion. And make sure you identify the tenses as well. Are you going to write in past tense or are you going to write in present tense? Again, you can have a combination, but the story of all, okay, it has to be in past tense, which is the most suitable one. For present tense, you can write for dialogue. Okay, you can write for dialogue if let's say you have dialogue. So you need to start with um, he replied, a comma. Okay, make sure punctuation is important too, comma. Then um, and then only you have the inverted commas. Okay, the inverted commas. Sorry, so inverted commas. I hope you can see. So here, whatever he says, he replied, Dana, don't go. Okay, so this is a comma. Dana, don't go. And then another inverted comma. So this is open inverted and this is a close inverted. So you can say something like this. So he replied, Dana, don't go. Right? So a dialogue. So you can have something like this too. Okay, but make sure you begin with a capital letter here. All right, if you have another sentence attached. So begin with caps. Okay, begins with a capital letter. All right, now next one. Another tip for you to know, determine your situation. So pick a particular detail of event. So when and where. Now in this case, I highlighted it for you. So where did it happen? When did it happen? So you can see that where is to school in a busy cosmopolitan city. Now when, stated here, one day. And it was, I was walking from home. And where? The corner, right? The corner and against the lonely alley way. There you go, right? So you can see it stated clearly where it happened. And this is only one paragraph. So can you imagine, in one paragraph, everything is here, all right? Now, next one, tip number 4, build your character. So instead of just saying the girl or the woman, right, you can add on names such as Anna. If, let's say, for a man or a boy, for example, like this little boy, maybe you give him a name like Gary or Taeyang, right? Okay, as long as it makes sense through the whole scene, or to the whole story of your, you know, of your ideas. Okay, so make the characters interesting by adding name to the main character. And you can address the minor characters such as the boy or the lady. This is for minor characters. For the major ones, okay, for the major ones, please try and add on name. So at least we know that this person plays a particular role for the whole story. Okay, then you can add on adjectives to spice the character up. And you can use adjectives, those describing words. All right, the beautiful Anna, the good looking Gary. All right, something like that. Okay, tip number 5. Oh, tak ada. Okay, tip number 5 is not here. It's actually on the next slide. Okay, so here, this is just to tell you a few examples. So you can see that tough looking teenager, a small, scrawny boy, right? And this is the minor character, the bully, my mother, the smaller boy pleaded, right? So you can see that this is how we can introduce the characters. Okay, tip number 5, use conjunctions and linkers. Okay, this is all cohesive devices. It's very important for you to score CA, for you to score this. Okay, so these are used actually to connect ideas in sentences and paragraphs. So you can see this person used fortunately and another N, another S, meanwhile and S. This one a bit as he tried. Okay. Now you can see it's repetitive and. So instead of and, you can use as well as. But please make sure that it's suitable enough. Okay, like here, fortunately, I had my whistle with me and I blew it. Okay, fine. Consider first idea, okay. But let's say next one. He immediately dropped the other boy like a sack of potatoes. Um, it cannot be as well as rushed off. Okay, but the most suitable one would be and as well. So it's acceptable, all right? It's acceptable, but make sure you don't repeat it over and over again. Okay, so if let's say you have something, the boy smiled weakly and wobbled a bit as he tried to catch his balance. So instead of saying and, you can replace it with as well as, wobbled a bit. All right, if you see it's too repetitive, then you can use other word as well. All right, next, tip number 6, try to use idioms and phrasal verbs. These are important as well because it improves your writing quality. So here in this case, hand over. This is a phrasal verb. I already introduced that to you before, like the word as easy as wake up, get up, sit up, right? So these are some of the phrasal verbs. You can just Google and see what are the phrasal verbs you can use. Okay, now here, this is as a bolt from the blue. This is an idiom saying that the bully was as a bolt from the blue. So I can say here a bolt from the blue is he was surprised by the loud piercing blast of sound, right? When you hear a loud piercing blast of sound, definitely you are kind of like, surprised, right? So as a bolt from the blue. If you are not familiar with some of the idioms, you can always try and Google it up, try and come up with a few idioms to at least get a score for your L, for your language. All right, this is also another phrasal verb. Okay, now next, here I have few useful ones for you, so you can try and use this. Pull someone's leg, where you can joke around with someone, right? If let's say you want to say something easy, it's not rocket science, you can say that as well. Something that is not so not happen rare, not happen so much, very rarely, you can use once in a blue moon. Okay, so these are some of the phrasal verbs you can use. All right, and again, same thing, other useful phrasal, sorry, just now was idioms and now we are on phrasal verbs. So here are a few for you that you can use. Okay, try and have a read, try and think. It's a good match, then you can use it in your piece of writing. Now, let's see the length of time. How long do you need to spend for your part 3? So part 3, you have 47 minutes. So again, another calculation, 90 minutes divided by 480. This is number of words, then times by maximum of words, 250 words. So you're now left with 47 minutes. Okay, so how you can do this? Okay, firstly, you have to break it up into 3, the planning, the writing, and the proofreading. So for your planning, please spend around 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, please spend about 10 to 12 minutes for this. And then you can spend about 30 minutes on writing, then proofreading. Okay, like I said before, for proofreading, this is essential. This is a maximum only for you to try and recheck your work, recheck if there are any simple mistakes, errors like spellings or whatever. Try to take a look at it closely. Okay, now we don't have much time. Okay, but this is just to show you how the question looks like for story writing. So a good deed. Again, a description. Describe the good deed. When you describe, explain. Explain. Example. Make sure you provide that. Then how the good deed is achieved. So how it is a successful one. Okay. So when it comes to this, trying to come up with a success one, how it is done. So when it comes to a good deed, is where some action that you did good for someone, right? So in this picture here, you be a volunteer, then you help the the senior citizens. Okay, so again, this is how the format for your uh, answer script, okay, how it should be. So make sure that you write the question number. Again, you are given 3 questions, so question 3, 4, and 5. So you write here question 3, for example, if story writing is on question 3. Okay, in this case, please make sure you write full as well. Question 3, what is it? A good deed. Write the title as well, a good deed. Okay, so write it there. And please make sure you use this mountain. Again, we are calling this as Mount Everest. Make sure that you have your parts, the beginning, the middle, and the ending. Okay? Make sure that you introduce the setting and characters, the problem or conflict, right? The rising action, then the climax here, then the falling action, and then only the resolution, how it is solved. And here are some of the suggested answer. Sorry, the suggested answer for you. If you can catch this very fast. Okay, great. I'm doing this as fast as possible. Okay, important keys. Okay, a few more minutes. Important keys. Always read the given instructions and question thoroughly. And again, imagination. Imagine how you imagine it. Make sure you transfer that on paper. Okay, you are like the director and um, the content editor. You are everything on your story writing. Okay, so make sure you try and prep a great and compelling story, and the characters, again, keep it few as possible because we do not want any confusion. That's it. Okay, keep it as simple as possible. All right, so again, in order for you to do that, please make sure use the 5 W's and 1 H, and remember the IBC, the burger. Okay, this is the burger part. Remember this. All right, so that's all from me today. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next part of writing. All right, so thank you. Have a nice day. Assalamualaikum. Bye bye.